Alright, today's biochemistry class, we are going to talk about blood, right? So first of all, we're going to get the definition of blood. So what is blood? According to science, blood is a specialized fluid tissue containing approximately 55% of plasma and 45% of formed element. The formed element, which are the red blood cells, the white blood cells, and the blood platelets. The blood is made up of three components, which are the three cell components, which are the what? Red blood cells, also known as erythrocyte, the white blood cells, also known as what? The leukocytes, in other words, lymphocyte, and the blood platelets, which are called the thrombocyte, meant for blood clotting. All right. So that is the definition of blood. Highlight it. Is what? It's a specialized fluid tissue containing approximately what? 55% of blood plasma and 45% of formed element, which I've already told you initially. So now we're going to look at the composition of blood separately. Now we're going to highlight this here. Blood. What is blood made up of? That is the meaning of blood composition. Okay? Blood what? Composition. And practically, we're going to look at it together. What is blood composition? So first of all, the blood is composed of plasma, all right? Two formed elements. That's all the blood is composed of, all right? So we're going to know what the plasma is made up of. And then secondly, what the formed elements are. So since this is your beginning series of biochemistry, we are going to focus on every component. I'm not going to leave anything out so that you will not be lost in the course of the study. All right. So first of all, plasma. Composition of the blood. The first component of the blood is what? Is plasma. Don't forget, plasma. So what is this plasma we are talking about? Plasma is the liquid portion of the blood. Pay attention, is what? The liquid portion of the blood is what makes the blood liquid per se. Do you understand? Now, the plasma generally can say is the what? Liquid portion. That is the general knowledge. Liquid portion. Okay? The liquid portion of the blood. Now, what you need to understand by the liquid portion is what makes this liquid or fluid. Do you understand? What makes it liquid or fluid? Alright? And the plasma, by volume, only the plasma, it makes up 55% of the blood volume. That means by volume, the plasma makes up 55%. Alright? That is by volume. Then, primarily about, let me write it out so that you will not be confused. Follow me closely. It's made up of 55% volume of the whole blood. Now, out of this, about 92%, take note of the data, 92% is water in the plasma. 92% is water. That means 92% of the plasma is made up of water. So how many percent left? If it's 100, 8%, all right? 8% left. So it contains other elements in that plasma that apart from the red blood cell, white blood cells, and blood platelets, which are the formed elements I named for you. So the plasma is made up of water and other substances. Do you understand? Now, we are saying that the whole plasma is what? 52% of the whole blood. Do you understand? And 92% of the plasma is water. That means the remaining 8% is what? Somebody should get it for us. The remaining 8% is what we call your nutrients. And these nutrients are 1. Proteins. Don't forget proteins, all right? 2. These nutrients are glucose. I know you've heard of glucose before, and you'll study it more when you get to your 200 level and above. Examples of nutrient again is mineral ions or mineral salt, as you generally know it from your secondary school. Mineral what? Salts or ions. It's the same thing. Then finally, another example of a nutrient is hormones. Okay? Hormone. These are the 8%. So the plasma is made up of 92% of water, 8% of nutrient, which are protein, glucose, mineral salts, and hormones. Do you get? So 92%, 8%, that's 100% of the plasma. And the plasma makes up 55% of the whole blood. Do you understand? So we proceed. The next part of the blood is what we call the formed element. All right. Number 2 is what? Formed element. Formed element. Now, when we say formed element, we mean elements that makes up the blood apart from the liquid. All right. Formed element. The blood is made up of liquid and solid materials. So the cells are the formed element, the blood cells. And these formed elements are what and what? Let's name them together. First one is what? First one is red blood cells. Second one is what? White blood cell. Third one is what? Blood platelets. You remember, right? So if the plasma made up 55%, the remaining percent of the 100% is what? 45. So the formed element makes up 45 what? Percent of the whole blood by volume. All right? Don't forget. 45% by volume. Are you following? So these formed elements are what and what? The formed element are what? 1. Red blood cells. Okay? Red blood cells. 2. What? White blood cells. Good. Then number 3 is what? Somebody should help us now. Number 3 is what? Number 3 is blood platelets. Blood what? Platelets. And I've told you the other names of this particular. I said red blood cell is also known as what? The red blood cells are also known as what? Erythrocytes. Thank you. Erythrocytes. White blood cell is also known as what? Leukocytes. Leukocyte. And finally, blood platelets what is known as thrombocytes. We're going to go deeper in this in other classes. Thrombocytes. Are you following? Thrombocytes. All right. So now you've known the components of the formed elements. Now, what's the percentage of each of these components? That is the thrombocyte, the leukocyte, and all that. So first of all, the red blood cell is the biggest portion of it. All right, the red blood cell is the biggest portion. Are you following? Why? Because the red blood cell is about 45%. Only the red blood cell is about 45%. Are you following? That means it's almost the whole blood. The whole percentage is the red blood cell. Do you understand? All right. Functions of the red blood cell. Number 1 function of this red blood cell is to carry oxygen to tissues and organs of the body. All right. Number 2 function of the red blood cell, this red blood cell, is to carry specifically oxygen to the brain. Do you understand? So the function of the red blood cell is to carry oxygen. That's its main function. And what enables it is what we call hemoglobin, and we are going to look at it in another video. While also the white blood cell is just about 1%. 1 what? Percent of the whole 45% volume. Do you understand? Just about 1%. It's not even up to 1% because the red blood cell occupies the whole cell composition. Do you understand? And the function of the white blood cell, which are the leukocytes and the the lymphocytes, they are first to defend the body against infection. That's all you need to know for now. All right. Then the blood platelets is just about 1% also. 1%. And its function is to what? To help in blood clotting. There's a protein called thrombin formed from this thrombocyte. It's called thrombin, and coagulation, and in its thrombin helps carry out what we call the clotting cascade. It's a deep course you do later, but just understand that they are responsible for blood clotting. Do you understand? That's the main essence of the red blood cells. Do you understand? So the percentage composition of blood is that the plasma contains what? Let's do a review before we close. The plasma contains what? 55%. So first of all, plasma is what? 55% of the whole blood. And we know that the plasma is made up of what? Water, 92%, and other nutrients, 8%. Are you with me? Then it's made up of what again? It's made up of the formed element, which are what? Red blood cells, white blood cell, and blood platelets. And you know their percentage also, right? Good. Now, the plasma is the straw-colored pale yellow part of the blood. It formed at the top layer if you put the blood into centrifugation. So if you have that practical in the lab, when you put a whole blood inside a test tube and a EDTA bottle or any other bottle and put it in the centrifuge and centrifuge, the pale yellow parts in the up that you have is what we call the plasma, while the thick down are the cells, the red blood cells and all that. Do you understand? But if you do not put anticoagulant inside, do you understand? If you don't put anticoagulant and the blood clots, what you have at the top is what we call the serum. And that will be a class for another day, because you need understanding. When you don't put anticoagulant, is something that you put inside blood to help it not clot easily. Like EDTA is one of them, heparin is another one. Do you understand? So watch out for the next class where we'll talk about the different similarities between plasma and serum, which is something you need to really understand, and the level of blood that is healthy, the normal blood pressure, alright? All those things, significance and importance of blood. We'll look at all those things in another video. But for now, understand the percentage. We say that plasma is 55%. Formed elements are what? Formed elements are what? Are 45%. And you know our formed elements, red blood cells, right? Red blood cells. Okay? Red blood what? Cell. Secondly, white blood cell, right? And then blood platelets. Those are the formed elements. They make up the 45%. Hope we understand the percentage composition.